But listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh,
we're
don't
not
speak over me.
incarceration.
Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Miss Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like.
All right, folks. Today we're in for quite a courtroom clash. On one side, we've got a no-nonsense judge, and on the other, a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen who came prepared with nothing but a tiny scrap of paper filled with the usual legal jargon and conspiracy-fueled arguments. She seemed to think she could walk in, drop some constitutional truth bombs, and stroll out without consequences. Spoiler, that's not how it went.
Janetta Pugh,
I am the beneficiary of that estate, Your Honor.
you're the what?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of that estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh, she's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself? Or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you? Or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel, defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
Nope, this is definitely not fine. She's making a complete fool of herself right now, and honestly, it's hard to look away. I'm really enjoying the judge's attitude, though. She's just calmly sitting there, letting this sovereign citizen run out of steam as she recites the usual script full of legal nonsense. It's always the same routine. They think they've uncovered some secret legal cheat code, like saying, "I don't consent," is going to magically erase their charges. That's just not how jurisdiction works, and the courts have made that clear time and time again. What really baffles me is how she got to this point. She actually seems like a polite person. She's addressing the judge as "Your Honor" and being respectful. But it's also painfully obvious she's lost and grasping at anything that might stick. It's kind of sad, honestly. Like, what was her thought process? Reading the script is one thing, but walking into a courtroom and trying to use it is a whole different level. Yeah,
So here's the
that
thing,
was
Ms.
definitely
Pugh. I
embarrassing.
appreciate
But hang on,
your
because this
position,
story
but
isn't over
listen,
yet. Believe it or
Ms.
not,
Pugh,
this
don't speak
sovereign
over me.
citizen actually returns for a follow-up hearing, and don't worry, I've got that one
Ms.
lined up for
Pugh,
you
just
too.
because you say
At this
respectfully does not
point,
mean
I
that you
honestly
get to
feel like the
interrupt
judge
me. That's
deserves a medal for
disrespectful,
patience.
right?
Dealing with someone
Hang
like
on,
this is
listen,
basically like
listen
arguing with a brick
to me.
wall, except the brick wall thinks it
Everything you
has a
have
law
there
degree.
is overruled.
Huge
And
respect to
here's
the
one of the
judge,
reasons
who's
why,
calmly
is
trying
because
to
you have a
navigate all
lawyer.
the chaos with a
And your
mix of
lawyer will
patience
file
and
the
just the
appropriate
right
motion. You're
amount of
interrupting me again,
snappiness.
which is
She's handling it
disrespectful.
well, and I'm here
So
for it.
I'm going to leave
What do you
Mr.
guys think about the judge
Lewis
so
as
far?
your attorney, unless
Personally,
you
I think
choose
she's
to
doing a great
represent
job
yourself
keeping
or
things
hire
in
someone
check
else.
without
I'm going to
letting
give
the
you 2
nonsense
weeks to
completely
determine what you're
derail
going to
the
do. You can
hearing.
go back.
All right,
You can go
let's
back with the
jump into
bailiff.
the next round and see if things manage to get even more intense.
Go back.
Because something tells
You
me
already said that,
they
and that's
just
overruled.
might.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it. Has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of the appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
Confidential. And for the record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury, and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I know we've been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about?
I swear, I saw that coming a mile away. These sovereign citizens have gotten so predictable, they've practically taken up space in my brain. And honestly, Breaking down their antics day after day is starting to feel like a one-way ticket to losing brain cells. It's wild how consistently misinformed and stubborn they are. Sad part is, some of them probably are struggling with deeper issues like mental health, which makes it even harder to watch. But beyond the ridiculousness, there's a serious side to this. They're wasting valuable public resources. Courts, law enforcement, and legal systems already have limited time and funding, and these folks walk in acting like they've cracked some magical legal loophole. It's frustrating, and it hurts everyone involved. One thing I did notice, she didn't bring that little sovereign citizen script this time around. Maybe that short stay under county jurisdiction taught her to memorize it instead. Who knows? What we do know is, if she's planning to represent herself, things could go south really fast. Depending on how this plays out, she could be facing 8 to 10 years. So let's dive back in and see whether she's seriously going to try and defend herself in court. Because if she does, it might not end well.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself, by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I've never did anything wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case. I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, just, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury. And we'll just get it figured out that way.
I've got to say, I think this judge handled it like a total pro. 10 out of 10, in my opinion. Let me know if you disagree, but honestly, she did everything she could to give this person a fair hearing before finally having to shut it down. The patience she showed was seriously impressive. I probably would have lost it within 10 minutes, but she kept her cool and stayed in control the whole time. That said, it's also kind of sad to watch unfold. You could tell the judge was really trying to give this woman every chance to explain herself and stay on track, but we all knew where this was headed. Also, my deepest apologies to anyone who lost brain cells watching this. I get it. These sovereign citizen arguments are painfully cringy, but somehow still incredibly entertaining. Watching them try to respond to basic legal questions is like seeing someone try to dance out of a corner with absolutely no rhythm. Total flop. But hey, I'd love to hear what you all thought about the hearing, especially how the judge handled things. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. I'm posting new content every day, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and take care, everyone.